So today we got to play 3 Laws of Robotics. So this is a deduction game, but before we get into it, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell because board games are awesome. Randy, tell us more about this particular board game.
So this was released.
I know, I'm so impressed with myself.
Keep going.
This was released in 2019. It has a Board Game Geek rating of 6.1 and a Board Game Geek rank of 14,016. It's 4 to 8 players, 30 to 45 minutes, and it says it's age 13 up. I see absolutely no reason it needs to be age 13 up.
Any age group.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to read the laws, so maybe in that
Yeah, you got to be able to read.
Yeah, but even if you couldn't really, if you explain the card to them, they'd be fine.
Well, but you can't explain the card.
The laws.
The laws, yeah.
Designed by Benjamin Harris. The art is by Tristram Russin, and it was published by Floodgate Games.
Okay, so let's talk about quality pieces.
Really crummy cards.
Really crummy cards.
Well, they stuck together really badly.
Just probably because of
They're super
embossed.
They're super slick, super thin.
Super slick.
And they stuck together really bad when you got them out of the packaging.
Yeah, and then you're talking about the cardboard chits are just standard cardboard chits. They got little exclamation points on them, so nothing spectacular.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to sleeve the cards at some point.
Yeah, if we play this with any...
Yeah, I don't know why you would sleeve this game.
No.
Because we wouldn't play it enough.
Right.
I would. We haven't talked about gameplay.
So, long story short, if you end up liking this game, you will probably want to end up sleeving it because the cards are kind of chintzy. Quality of pieces, guys, I'm barely giving this a 5 just because I don't feel...
Probably at a 4.
I'm about a 4.
Okay, well, you don't have to twist my arm to convince me. I was just trying to be nice. All right, so then moving on to actual theme, no theme.
No, it is a theme.
No, definitely got a theme to it.
It's a robotics theme. All the cards are relevant to that. I mean, half of them tell you to say things like, does not compute or processing.
And it's kind of play off of Asimov's laws of robotics. It's kind of play on that.
I mean, I guess if you squint.
Yeah, it's layered on.
It's
don't get me wrong, but it's
there.
There. I mean,
it's just pasted.
And I mean, you're applying rules. I mean, it makes sense.
Are you guys giving this more than a 5 though for theme?
I think it'd be right at a 5.
Yeah, I mean, from the standpoint of the
There's
robots
not
are
much
really
art.
cute.
They are really cute, but
the
there's
artwork
not
is
much.
good.
There's not much of it.
But
they have different.
I do like the Tamagotchi.
I'll just throw it down.
I will. They have a Tamagotchi.
I mean, realistically, there's about the same amount of theme here as there is a Catan.
I actually am going to give it a 6. I like it a little better than Catan.
I think it's about the same.
5.
5.
I'm 5. All right, so then let's talk about rules. It's not a lot of rules.
No, Rulebook, well,
it's a pretty straightforward game, guys.
8 pages long, and it's a tiny book. The font is okay. It's a little small, but then again, so is the book. Yeah. It's super easy to learn. I mean, this is a quick party game. It's not going to be heavy. The rulebook's fine. It does its job. I'll give it a 6. I mean, it's not. I mean, 7 probably. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing to it really.
All right. So then now let's talk about actual gameplay. So the gameplay is pretty straightforward. Everyone has their own card.
No, those are victory point cards.
Yep.
These are the cards.
We have a key.
Woohoo!
We all have a key, and we all have the card.
It's like key.
The thing is, you can see everyone else's cards, but you can't see your own.
So your card's sitting in front.
If you look at the camera, you'll see.
I actually can't see because I can't read that far away. All right, I need new glasses. Okay, so you guys can see what we have. And so we're going to be asking questions about the other players. So, for example, mine is, hey, Robert, do I match Randy in suit?
And I could choose to tell the truth, tell a lie. In this case, you guys don't match suits.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, so that's my question. All right, and so then now Randy gets to ask a question.
Now, I could ask anybody, but it'd be really silly for me to ask Robert about his card because he can't see it. So I already know about your card. So technically, you're only supposed to play this 4-player or more. So we're already breaking the first law of robotics.
But whatever. Anyway, still.
So I will say to Miranda, am I a Android?
No.
Okay.
All right.
So basically, I'm
And
taking
then I'll
the
ask a
information.
question.
Yeah, go ahead.
And then, no, I'm not going to because I didn't care for the game. But,
No, because we got to do the key thing. Ask a question.
Randy, am I the same faction as Miranda?
No.
Okay.
Now, we could have all lied. We could have been telling the truth. The other thing is you have to know not only what suit you are, which in this case there's
No one asked any
androids,
questions.
AI, and robots, right?
Right.
The other thing you have to know is, are you
number.
higher or lower than the other people? Because the goal is to give your key to the person that's in your same team who has the highest valued number
Yeah.
out.
So for an example, like for me, I'm going to decide to keep my key because Randy said that me and him didn't match. And then Robert said me and him didn't match. So no matter what, if I'm the only one in my faction, I'm obviously going to have the highest card.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to keep my card.
I'm going to hold on to mine too.
I'm going to hold on mine.
Okay, probably all for the same reason because we feel like we have different ones. So then we reveal cards.
Yep, and
We're
we all are.
different.
Now,
we're all different. So
in the case,
each get a victory point card.
Yeah. Well, we would get one for that.
Now, what if, for whatever reason, that
Let's
Robert
say I had
here
this one
convinced-
instead.
Yeah. Okay.
Then in that case, you kept your key and I kept my key. We wouldn't get a card because we didn't have all the keys with the person who had the highest value. So the goal is you've got to figure out who are your teammates. But when you're asking the questions, they have the option to tell the truth or to lie. And we generally you're going to tell the truth because you don't know what suit or team you're on.
You know, it's funny that you're the one that talks.
But I'm the one that, But there was, when we played the last time, I knew what suit I was on. The next person asked me a question. I knew I was not on his team. Therefore, I lied to him to tell him something that gave him the wrong information, and he gave us his extra key. Because you get an extra card if you are trick somebody to giving you their key. So you know. So the goal is here to have all the keys with the highest valued person in the suit, and it's a quick little party game. There's not much to it. It's you know, if it scratches the itch a little bit that games like Battlestar or any of those hidden trader games do without actually being one. So for what it is, I appreciate it. It's not great. It's not horrible. It's meh.
Yeah. So for me, I don't like the fact that you can lie. I have a.
I love it.
For me, that one's been my kicker because I'm fine with deducting games. I like that, but the fact that you can lie really, I don't know. It just rubs me the wrong way. I just don't like.
It doesn't rub me the wrong way. Me personally, I have a hard time unless I have a piece of paper where I can keep notes and stuff. Having a hard time remember who's doing what, and trying to figure this stuff out. So deductive games, unless I have something to be able to keep track of instead of just my brain, which is very chaotic, I'm going to have a hard time playing it. I can't enjoy it as much as I would other games.
Well, the one grievance I had with it is the fact that it doesn't have anything to hold the cards. So when you get the card, you can't let it yourself see it. You got to hold it in front of you.
Like
but some of the cards have things you're supposed to do with your hands in them. So if you are these laws we didn't talk about, each round you're going to add a law to the game. So the beginning you get 0, but then you're going to add 1, 2, ultimately to have 3 laws in place.
And the laws change every single round. So like the first round you do 1, but then the second round you'll do 1, 2. We got covered. And then the last round you'll do 1, 2, and then 3. So that's how that works.
Yeah, so you'll ultimately get 3 different laws in play.
So total of 6 law cards.
Yeah. So the thing is some of these involve using your hands, and if you're going to hold the card, then there's no point. So we used some standees from another game to hold the cards while we play, because it's like it really should have had something. And now I don't really like the fact to use the standees because you can crease the cards if you're not careful. But in this case, it needed something.
And nothing else, it should have been like the Ellen game or something.
Well, yeah, but you have to have a way to mount it still.
Well, yeah, you just stick it in.
Oh, you have
a headband with a clip.
Yeah, but that's again something with a stand.
Well, right.
But you need something, and it's a little kind of I mean, it's not much to it. It's a party game. It's for a big group of up to 8, so it's nice that it plays that many.
And I think it would be a lot more fun with.
Yeah, it's definitely more fun with a higher count. But yeah, and if anyone breaks the law, by the way, that's another thing we need to talk about. If anyone breaks any of the laws that are in play, you got to call them out error. And if you do, you're the first one, you get one of these tokens. And that became a problem a couple of times where 2 of us called it out at the same time. It didn't have anything to say what happens if you have a tie. So we just both got tokens, is what we did.
Yeah. All right.
But yeah, and these victory points, they range anywhere from 1 to 3. So you can have,
So just because someone has more victory point cards does not mean they're going to win because,
Yeah.
like, you had like 3 ones.
Yeah,
but
unlike Caleb, who got like all the high scoring cards.
Well, Caleb had the most cards too.
Yeah, but they were all good number cards.
Yeah, like
So
he
like
kicked
totally
our
cheated.
butts.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But it's fine.
He broke the 3 laws.
Guys, score it. Give it a score.
This isn't my cup of tea, so I don't want to put too much of a negative light on it. So me personally, I want to give this a 4.
Oh, wow. Okay, what about you, Randy?
No, I think it's about a 6.5 for me. It's meh. It's not great, but I like that it's short. It's a good filler game. It's if you've got 8 people and you're waiting before a big game starts. It's a quick game. It ends in like 5 minutes. I mean, it says 30 to 45 minutes. We played it.
That's being optimistic.
I don't think it takes that long. It's
Maybe
it's,
that long if you include rules.
Yeah, I
teaching
think
the
it's
rules,
probably
maybe.
more like
There could
20.
be some AP too, because like me, I had a hard time trying to figure out a question to ask.
I mean, if you have 8 people and you're going around the table and each one asks a question, we were playing with 5 or 6, I think. It wasn't nearly that length for us. So, it's a quick filler and it works. It's not great, but it's not bad.
I'm probably going to give this a 5. I mean, it's okay. It's a social deduction game. I'm not a huge fan of that, but I do like the deduction piece. I really wish there wasn't lying. I don't like that aspect of it because I play with Randy, and so that matters. And so yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm at a 5. Like if there was no lying, I probably would bump it up to a 6. But it's still it's a light filler game, and it's good for what it is. It's again not my cup of tea typically. So.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. We had a blast, and hopefully you guys will come hang out with us again another time. Right,
Bye.
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 This is my husband. He's not allowed to complain.
I might file a complaint.
You're not allowed to. You're literally my husband.
And I'm literally complaining. There's nobody better than me at complaining.
Listen, if you want to complain about my attractiveness to you, then you may want to reevaluate our relationship.
But to his point, he is an expert at complaining.
I mean, yes. I mean, if anyone could
I mean,
complain,
if anyone could be paid to complain, it'd be Randy.
it would be him.
Yeah,
It would be him.
It'd be.